Okay. Uh, why do we learn C? You know what is C? It's a programming language. By using C, you can write application software, system software. C is also called a middle level language. Why it is called middle level language? Because uh, C can be used in both the way as a high level language and as a low level language. By high level language means you can write application software. By using low level language, you can write system software like OS, compiler, assembler. Whenever you learn a language, there are different kind of language. There are different type of languages paradigm language category. One is high level, another is low level, third is object oriented programming language. Now, high level language means C is called a high level language, or it is called a structured language, or it is called a procedural programming language, because why it is called higher level language? Because it is simple. It is written in English statements. So it is easy to learn it. It is more closer to user. It is more user friendly. But computer, understands only low level language. This binary language. This binary language means 0 and 1. So we need a translator to communicate a person to a machine. So that translator is called a compiler. There are different kind of translator. One is compiler, interpreter. We see use compiler. So compiler is a translator which converts high level language, means your source code, to machine code. C, why do we love C? C is a very popular programming language. It is faster as compared to Java and Python. It is rich of operators. It is rich of libraries function. It's a very powerful language. You can say it's the mother or father of all the languages. In C, all language programming concepts are there. Once you learn C, you can understand how to build up a program. And further, once you learn C, you can apply your logics in C++, Java, because logic would remain same, syntax would be different. So you should know once. You should know once what is programming language. What is programming language? So, these are the features of C language. Like as you already aware of any your mother tongue language, Hindi, English. How do you learn it? First, you learn alphabet set. In computer language, in C language, we call it character set. Then from alphabet set you learn grammar, and then you make words, and from words you make sentence, and then you write down paragraph, essay, like this way. So same here. C language. C is a programming language. Also a programming language. We learn the same way. First we learn what is character set, what is character set in C, and how character set are combined to make identifier or variable, and then how to use them in a statement or instruction. So now what is program? What is program? A set of instructions is called a program. For program, you need a programming language. So,
ma'am, sorry to interrupt, ma'am. Can we have the next slide, because students should see the contents and everything. So parallelly, please, clicking on the contents and move the slide also, and then please.
Giving the start.
Yeah, they are aware about the guidelines, so we can skip that slide, and now actual C content should be visible. Okay. No problem. Thank you.
Like as you learn your mother tongue language, same you can learn also the programming language. So in programming language, in C program language, you have character set. So character set is made up of alphabet, digits, right? You can say these are also known as tokens or identifier. So there are certain rules how to form words, identifier or variable in C. So in this unit, you will study what is identifier, how it is made up, what are the rules, what are the alphabet, digit, keywords, or special symbol we can use in forming identifier, right? So, what are the alphabets in C? In your keyboard, you see the uppercase, lowercase letter. They are called alphabets. They are called alphabets. You have digits like 0 to 9, and you also have some special symbol like comma, semicolon, curly braces, parentheses. So these are called special symbols. So in character set, we use alphabets. Now, what is alphabets? It's an all upper and small case letter like A to Z, small letter, uppercase letter, capital letter A to Z. So this is alphabet, digits, special symbol, white space. Now, what is in C? In C, but in English language, you have 26 alphabets. So here you can use alphabets in uppercase letter or lowercase letter. So it becomes total 52. And digits, there are 0 to 9. So you can use all 0 to 9 digits. And it is total 10. So in identifier, when you make an identifier, if you want to use a digit, you can use from 0 to 9. So there are 10 digits. So same 10 digit we can use in a C language also. Now, next is special characters. What are the special characters? Special characters, as you have told you, these are the arithmetic operator, these are the logical operator. You have plus, minus, multiplication, and, or, not. These are the special operator you can use for arithmetic operations. For logic operation, you have a black space, white space, tab. So these are the special symbols you can use in your programming language. So what is program? A program is a set of instructions. Now, what is instruction? You give a task to the computer to do some specific task. So how statement is made up of? How statement is made up of with variable or identifier. So what are the rules for naming identifier or variables? These are the C programming languages allow some special symbols, like there are some white space. White space in C programming language, you have blank space, carry return, it means enter key, tab is equivalent to 8 spaces, and new line. New line means when you print a statement for output, after execution, the cursor will automatically come to the next line. So these are the special characters we use in C programming language. Now next is keywords. What is keywords? Keywords are the reserved words. Keywords are the reserved word, means they are the predefined. You cannot use them as an identifier in your program. Identifier, keywords are the reserved word. You cannot use them as an identifier because they have special meaning to the compiler. You will study different kind of keywords like data types. We will declare it in float, char. We will use if, else if, while, for, do, switch, etc. So different kind of keywords we will use in the instructions or in the program statement. So keywords are always written in lowercase letter, right? C, you know what is C? C is a case sensitive language. C is a case sensitive language. How to form words like in your mother tongue language, you also know you make a word. Some are meaningful, some are not meaningful. So there are certain rules, syntax, structure, how to make a word. Same in a programming language, we also have a rules. We also have a rules how to make words in C. You see, there are certain rules. First letter must be an alphabet or underscore. Alphabet means you can use either uppercase letter or you can use lowercase letter or underscore sign. After it is followed by either alphabet or digit or underscore. No special symbol is allowed. Only upper or lowercase alphabet, digit and underscore sign is allowed. Only by using these 52 characters, 52 alphabet, uppercase and lowercase, and 0 to 9, 10 digit and underscore, you can make words. You can make word. So these are it is a compulsory rule. You can start either alphabet or underscore. You cannot start with digit. If you start digits, C programming language would not allow you. It will raise an error, exceptions, right? So identifier, as you have told you in C programming language, words are known as identifier. Now, what is identifier? It is the name of memory location where you store data. You give what is memory location? What is memory? Memory is a chunk of bytes. It's a numeric integer. Okay, memory you know is in binary from 0 and 1 to the power n, but you cannot use them as a numeric address. So you have to give the name of the memory location. So it is called identifier. It is called identifier. Like for example, as here in the slides, it is given my variable and my variable. They are two different identifiers. As I have already told you in identifier, you can use uppercase or lowercase letter, but both are different. So my variable and my variable both are identifier because you can start with alphabet lowercase or uppercase, right? So both are two different identifiers. Now, as I have already told you, identifier, it is the name of memory location. You cannot use keywords as an identifier. Why? Because keywords are reserved words that have predefined meaning in the language. Like if you are using int, I'll let you know further. What is it? Int is used for data type. Data type means you can declare if you want to use any variable of whole number, you have to declare it int. So you cannot use int as an identifier. It has a predefined limit. But whenever you give the name, it should be meaningful. It should be meaningful means suppose, for example, you want to add two numbers. Most students write down AB. They are not meaningful. You give the proper name, number one, number two, first number, second number. Whenever you define identifier, it should be descriptive or meaningful in your program. Yes, it should define the purpose, meaning. It should define the purpose, meaning why do you are using identifier and what is the meaning of the identifier in your program. So it should be meaningful. As such, identifier can be of any length. But most of the in like C++, Java, there is no limit. You can use any infinite length of identifier. C has put a limit on your length of identifier. From first 31 characters are meaningful. After rest of them, you can use anything. So some C compiler allow up to 32 length, up to 32 length of an identifier. So in identifier, in naming of identifier, you cannot use blank space, white space. If you use my space variable, it is not a valid identifier. If you want to use my variable, you write down my underscore variable. It is a valid identifier. Now, see, look at what are the valid identifier. Now, as I have told you, what are the rules for naming of an identifier? First letter could be either alphabet, upper or lowercase letter, or it could be an underscore sign, right? So here, my variable, it is correct because it starts with alphabet. Underscore count, it is correct because it begins with underscore sign. Num underscore one, it is correct. You can use underscore sign to add between two variables. Hello world, it is correct because there is no blank space. Now, what are the invalid identifier in C? Here, you have one noun. It is invalid. Why? Because identifier cannot begin with a digit, with a numeric digit. My variable, again, it is incorrect. Why? Because this identifier is using hyphen. You cannot use hyphen. No special symbol is allowed. Only underscore sign is allowed. And it is a reserved word, as I have already told. It is used for defining data type of an identifier. In this session, what we have discussed, what are the character sets and what are the digits, what are the special symbol, what is identifier, what are the rules of forming an identifiers, what are the valid identifier and what are the invalid identifier. So next, first let us take 5 minutes to take your queries. Do you have any questions regarding this slides? If anyone has, they can write down. Yes. And next unit, in this unit, we will study what are the fundamental of C, means what are the data variables, what are the data types, and what are the rules for forming data variable, what are the basic data types, constant, comments, what is the meaning of comments.
Yeah, ma'am, resume slideshow. You can click.
Yes, sir. I think it is shared, no?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
So in the next unit, you will see, you will study, you will learn fundamental of C, like what are the variables, what are data types, what are the rules for defining data types, and how to initialize data type, how to declare it, what are the constraints, what are the meaning of comments in C language. So in this unit, you will study what are data variables, what are the data types, what are the rules for naming and declaration, and what are constants, and how do you write comments in C. Now, what is variable? What is variable? As I have told you, identifier could be a variable or it could be a constant. It is the name of memory locations. Where you store data, it is called a variable. A variable means whose value gets changed during the execution of the program. So it is called a variable. So there is a difference between constant and variable. A variable whose value gets changed during execution of program, but constant whose value remains fixed during the execution of a program. So this is the basic difference between constant and variable. Identifier is also known as constant or variable. So identifier is the name of a identifier can be used for a constant and variable. So in C programming language, in variable, what you store it? What do you mean by variable? Variable means name of memory location. In name of memory location, you store data. So what kind of the data you store it? You can store whole number, you can store decimal, you can store character, you can store string, you can store complex number, there is a certain limits of each data types. There is a certain limits of each data type. For example, if you declare a variable of data type int means for whole number. So each in the if you have a different kind of processor, 32-bit, 64-bit, so size may get varied. But in general, in standard, you will find int takes 2 byte, float takes 4 byte. You know what is byte? Byte is made up of 8 bits. 8 bits. So float takes 4 byte, double takes 8 byte. So there are different data types and their size and their range. So in C programming language, you will understand what is the meaning of variable and type of data. So what is variable? You can say it is the name of memory storage space. Or you can say it is a component of a program. Or you can say when you write down a program, you include variable. Variable are component of a program. In program, you can manipulate variables. In C programming language, every variable has a specific data type. Data type, as I have already told you, will study. You want to store whole number, decimal number, character. So you will find different kind of data type and their size. Size, how much memory space is allocated to these data types, and what are the maximum range? How long? How much data? How much size of the data you can store on that specific data type in the memory? So, what is the syntax for declaring a variable? Is data type and variable name. Now, what is data type and variable name? As I've already told you, What are the rules for forming variable name? First letter could be alphabet or underscore, then it followed by either alphabet or digit. It should be meaningful. It should be a name of the variable should be meaningful, understandable, descriptive. So how variable are declared? Data type variable name. For example, you want to declare an integer variable whose name is age. So how would you declare it? Data type is int and variable name is age. After once you declare it, so in C, age statement is terminated by a semicolon. So semicolon is the end of statement, termination of the statement. So these are the different data types. You can declare it like char. Char is a data type, code is a variable. What does it mean? It means code is a variable which can store correct only char data type. Char data type may you can store only a single character and close in a single quotes. Int I is a variable which can store only whole number. Int means whole number. Long is also a data type which has a double precision of int data type. Means if your size of a variable is too large, if integer does not allow it, so you can declare it long or log of long. So national depth is a variable whose data type is log of long. Log of long, again, it will allow only whole number. Float pay rate is an identifier or variable which can store only float. Float means decimal number. Float means decimal number. Double is also you can store decimal number, but the precision would be double as compared to float. If float takes 4 bytes, double takes 8 bytes. If your data, if your range of the data type is too large, so maybe float does not support it, so you can declare it by using double data type. As you have already seen in the previous slides, what were the rules for naming identifier or variable? So it is composed of letter, digit, and underscore. Okay? Or it can begin with underscore or either uppercase or small case letters, and then followed by underscore, alphabet, or digit. So now, what are the basic data types you use in C? In C, we have basic data types. They are called primitive. Primitive is primary data type. Primary data type is primitive. Primary data type is they are the predefined. They are predefined. Means what are the predefined data type? Primary, primitive data type. These are char, int, float, double, void. These are the basic data type. Even long is also a primitive primary data type. So here char generally ranges for storage structure. It takes size of 1 byte, and in char it is only allowed a single character. It could be a digit or character, but it always enclosed with a single code. Int, a whole number. Most of the machine for C language, int size of int is 2 byte. 2 byte means 16 byte. Range you will find -32767 to 32768. Float, single precision, decimal number, generally take 4 byte. Double precision, and it is double of float in size, generally 8 byte. Void represent nothing. Void means absent. If any data type is of void, so it does not point to any kind of data type. Void represents nothing. Means absence of type. Absence of type. Next. How can you declare a variable and how can you initialize a variable? Initialize means at the time of declaration, you can initialize a variable, or first you declare it and then you assign the value. Like here in this example, all variables are initialized at the time of declaration. Otherwise, you can write down like this way also: int age and int age semicolon, then age equal to 25. Or both the statement can be written together: int age equal to 25. This equal is called assignment operator. You will study a different kind of operator. So there is one operator that is called assignment operator. This equal is called assignment operator. Here, a variable age is of data type int. It is holding the value 25. In C programming language, whenever you use variable, first it is declared, then you can only use it. There are certain languages in like C++, Java, you can declare them at the time of using, but in C it does not allow. You have to first declare it, then can only you use it. So first you declare it, and then after in the program you can use it. So there are two ways to initialize a variable. Once you declare it and then you use assignment operator and give the initial value, or at the time of declaration, you can give the initial value, like data type, variable name, equal. This equal is known as assignment operator. And if you are declaring a int, it will store whole number only. Like here are the examples. Char code equal to B. As I have told you, character data type takes only a single. It could be a alphabet or could be a digit, but always enclosed in single quotes. So see, look at this here. It should be a small letter because we are giving the initial value. So it should be a small letter B. Name of variable is code. In that memory location, you are holding the character B. In code, it is initialized with B. Now, I is an integer data type. Name of variable is I. It is holding value 40. Long of long net one this depth a variable, and it is holding up this much value. So it is too long. That's why we have declared it long of long data type. Now pay rate, again it is a float variable. So in pay rate variable, you are holding decimal values. Pi, as you know, pi is a double data type. It's a reserve value 3.14, and after that, how much digit it allowed, double precision together and store the whole value in pi variable. So in memory, the data will be stored like this way. So memory location, in memory address, you will give the name of variable, and then value will be held in that variable of that specific data type. Like code is a character type, so it's holding characters. I is an integer, so it's holding integer value. Net one depth is a long of long data type, so it is holding a whole number. Long is a whole number, but its size is too large. Pay rate is a float, so it's holding decimal value. Pi is double is also a double also hold decimal value, but precision would be double, size would be double as compared to float. So you can store after decimal so much number in pi variable. Now next is constant. As I have already told you, what is the difference between constant and variable? Variable whose value get changed during the execution of the program. In constant, value do not get changed. Constant means whose value remain fixed during the execution of program. That's why they are called constant. Constant, as you have already seen, how many primitive primary data types are. These are int, float. So if you declare a variable of that specific data and you give the initial value, that value becomes constant during the execution of the program. So what is constant? It is a value or an identifier whose value cannot be changed during the execution of program. Okay, so identifier could be a constant or variable. So as mentioned you, identifier can also be defined as constant. How? To declare a constant, we use keyword const, C-O-N-S-T, const, before declaring data type. Like if you say const a equal to 10, a become const int a equal to 10. A is an integer data type whose value always remain constant. So const double pi equal to 3.14. So double is a data type which holds decimal value. So const means constant. During the execution of program, pi will remains fixed, whose value will always be 3.14. So pi is a constant. Constant means value will remain same during the program execution. You cannot change the value of constant. If you change it, it will raise an error. So now what are the rules for declaring constant? You must use the keyword const const before the data type. Initialize the constant with the value. And always, whenever you declare a statement in C, like constant variable, you always terminates with semicolon. Like for example, how to declare a constant with the constant keyword, const, and then data type float, and then variable name, then equal value. And same here, const, int, data type int, max value is a variable, this is holding value 100. What does that mean? It means pi is a float data type whose value is 3.414. Max value is a variable of int data type whose value is 100. These value will remain constant during the execution of program. You cannot change it. Once you declare a variable as constant and in the program you change the value, it will raise an error because constant variable cannot be modified. Now, what are integer constant? What is integer constant? As I have told you, it always hold a whole number. Whole number means in a whole number way you cannot use like comma. Like if you want to store 1,000, you cannot write down like 1 comma triple zero. No special symbol is allowed in initializing or declaring a variable. You can only use 1, 0, 0, 0. No special symbol is allowed in assigning value to a variable. So now what is integer? It is a constant, it's numeric constant without any fraction. You cannot use exponential means normalized floating point number. Exponential means 2 or 2 into 10 ki 1 into 10 ki power 5. No, only whole number is allowed. No fractional part is allowed in the numeric, in the int variable. So there are three types of integer constant. One is decimal constant, octal constant, hexadecimal constant. Basically, in decimal constant, you know, in programming, in machine language, we have only used binary. Binary is 0 and 1. That base is 2. For octal, we have 0 to 7, base is 8. For decimal, we have a base 10. It is also called radix. We use digit 0 to 9. In hexadecimal, we have a base 16. And in hexadecimal constant, we have 0 to 9. And for 10 to 15, we use character A, B, C, D, E, F. So these are the base for integer, decimal, octal, hexadecimal. You can initialize a variable with any kind of number, decimal, octal, or hexadecimal. Obviously, for octal you use O, for hexadecimal you use OX, for decimal you don't use anything. You say int I equal to 10. For octal you say int O, and for hexadecimal you say int OX. Otherwise, how would C compiler would identify whether it is octal constant or hexadecimal or decimal? Now next is floating point constant. Now what is floating point constant? As I have told you, it only stores decimal or normalized floating number. Now what is normalized floating number? You have mantissa, base, exponent. Like Here in this case 0.22 e minus y. What does it mean? It means 0.22 into 10 raised to minus y. E represent exponent. Here exponent is 10. Minus 5 is power. 0.22 into 10 raised to minus y. So in computer, how would you store it? You would store 0.22 e minus y. So in floating point में you is only allows you decimal number. Again, decimal number you cannot use comma. You cannot use any special symbol. Only you can use, and only one decimal is allowed. You cannot use multiple fraction like 2.0.0. No, it's a wrong. You can only declare a variable with single dot. Next, character constant, character, a single character, and close with a single quotes. String. Now, what is string? String is array of character. If you want to hold more than one character in a single variable, so it is called string. String is array of character. So when you will study array of character, so there you will study string. So strings are always enclosed in double quotes. Strings are always terminate with a special symbol. It is called a null. So string we will study in array. But here you should know what is the difference between character and string. There is a difference in char. You cannot store more than one character. Char data type allow only a single character, and that always enclosed in a single quote. Even if there is a single character and you write, if you enclose in double quotes, that becomes a string. That become a string. So that would be error in declaring a char data type. So in char data type, you can only declare char variable name equal to whatever. If you want to give the initial value, so you can initialize with a single quotes. You cannot initialize, again I'm telling you cannot initialize with double quotes. Double quote becomes string. String is array of character where you can store more than one character. Even if you can store one character, but it takes one more extra space to terminate it. It is called null. But in char, a char does not terminate with null. Char takes only a single character, always enclosed in a single quotes. So this is the difference between string and char. In string, always enclosed in double quotes. Char always enclosed in a single quotes. Here you have used earth is round /n. /n you will study. It is an escape sequence. It is equivalent to /n is equivalent to new line. Once you write down this /n in your printf statement, after execution, that statement cursor will automatically come to the next line. /n stands for new line. You know how variable are declared? Data type, variable name. And if you want to give the initial value, you can give it with assignment statement. Now, how variable are declared? Data type, variable name. See, if there are two variable of same data type, like int A, int B, so you can write down int A semicolon. In the next statement, you can write down int B semicolon. But if there are more than one variable of same data type, so you can separate with them commas, and you can write down, you can declare in only a single statement like int A, comma B, semicolon. Here, like in this slides, A is a single variable, then float xy. Xy are two variable of same data type float, so you can separate with them comma in a same variable. If you want to declare multiple variable of same data type, you can declare it in a same statement, separate with a comma. How variable are initialized? First you declare it, then you initialize it, or you can initialize it at the time of declaration. Int A equal to 20 or int A, and after that you are giving value 20. So in memory, how it will be stored? See, there would be a memory address. That address will be named by variable A and value will be 20. So here in this case, it has been given an example like ABC is a variable holding a value 30. So in this slides, the memory location addresses, let us assume it will be 2374. So in that memory location, the name of this location, you have named it ABC. And at ABC, you are initializing, storing the value is 30. So here in this case, it is 2374, it is the location. And at this location, value is 10, and the name of the variable is I. So in internal, in memory, variable are stored like this. In C, how do you make a program? First, you include preprocessor directive, and after that, every C programs begin with the main function. Mainly the main function where the C program starts compiling. So if you do not have main, so C program cannot be compiled. So every C program must include at least one function. That function should be main, because C compiler start compiling from main. So in main, you write down int or main function. It could be a void main also. There is a difference between int main and void main. As you have studied, as you have seen, what is void? Void represents nothing. If you write down void main, so when you terminate the C program, you are not supposed to write down anything. But if you write down int, so after when you terminate a C program, in the last statement you will write down return 0. Return 0 means it would tell C compiler it is the termination of C program. So here in main you have declared a variable like int x, and you are giving the initial value. It is 10, and another variable it is y. You are declaring it. Again you are initializing it. See, once you declare it, and then you first time when you declare it and you give the initial value, it is called initialization. You are initializing a variable. After initialization, you have changed the value y equal to 15, then y equal to 20. Now the 50 will be raised, override, and on the y location, the value would be 20. And after that, you have x equal to 10. In declaration, you are also use 10, and after assignment, you are also use 10. So 10 override 10, but remains 10. Remains 10. So if the same variable, once you declare it and then you give a new value, so that value will be overwritten. That value would be overwritten. So your latest value over that would be stored on your variable. Same again, here is again revision of that how naming of variable is done. So how naming of variable it is done. First letter, upper or small alphabet or underscore, then it is followed by either alphabet or digit or underscore. No special symbol is allowed, no white spaces are allowed, and it could be up to maximum length of the identifier or variable could be up to 32 characters. So name of variable should be meaningful. It should be descriptive. You cannot use keywords as an identifier name. And once you declare a variable, if you want to use variable into your program, it must be declared and it must have some initial value. Otherwise, you will see if you are not giving an initial value and you are using in your program, so it will take some garbage value. So if you want to declare a variable, ensure it must be initialized with some value. Otherwise, automatically it will take some unpredictable garbage value. So you cannot use here keywords now. You must be aware about keywords like int, float, char, long, double. These are the keywords. Keywords have special meaning. You know int store, whole number, float store, decimal number, double store, decimal number, char store, only a single character. C is a case sensitive language, so you should know if you are declaring a variable, capital letter A or small letter A, both are different. Identifier can be of any length, but the first 21 character of the identifier should be significant. See, these are the examples of valid names. See, A is a valid, but again, it is a poor style of programming. Student underscore name, it is valid, meaningful, descriptive, this variable is storing the name of student. Underscore A system name, valid, meaningful. Underscore bool, it is a boolean data type. Boolean, it represents a boolean variable whose value is true or false, 0 or 1. Int main means you can define the range of minimum value of int data type. These are invalid. Why? You cannot begin with dollar. Dollar is illegal. Two, it is invalid. Why? Because it begins with numeric. You cannot start. You cannot You cannot write down an identifier or variable which begin with a numeric value. Some salary again it is invalid. Why? Because here it is use hyphen. Hyphen is not allowed. ST, and T space and MBR again it is invalid. Blank spaces are not allowed. And it is a keyword. Keywords are not allowed in naming of identifier or variable. You have seen in C programming language there are different data types. In int you will find short, int, long, long, long. These are the different data types, but they are all store all represent the whole number. This could be signed or unsigned. Signed, unsigned means you can store positive value or negative value. You can store -10, you can store +10. And floating decimal number plus minus both side and side are allowed. Short, int, long, float, double, char, boolean value is 0 or 1, true or false. Bool data type stores one value which could be either 0 or 1, true or false. So these are the basic data type which C programming language stores. See, these are the basic data type: void, integer, floating, derived. Derived are called, in C we have two types of data type, primitive and secondary. Primitive is primary, like void, integer. In integer you have short, int, long, and then in float may you have this float number, double number, real, imaginary, or complex. And derived data type are called secondary data type. You will study further, like it could be array, pointer, stop, union. These are the user defined type, definum. These are the derived data types. Void represent nothing, the absence of data type. Integer is a whole number. It could be a boolean 0 or 1. It could be a char or it could be a whole number. In floating name, you can store real number like 2.0, imaginary like 2.0 plus iota 5.0. Iota is called imaginary number. Complex number, it could be a plus iota b format. Imaginary number, iota format. Complex number, a plus iota b. In mathematics, you must have studied in 11th class complex number, imaginary numbers. Character data type, char data type. For whole number, you can use int, short int, long, long. And what is the size of long? Again, it depends upon machine. You can see there is a function there is a function size of or size of operator where you can use how much space of different data types takes in your machine. So, but the size of short is smaller than if suppose short int is suppose here I'm not saying it is taking 2 bytes. Suppose if short int is taking 1 byte and int is taking 2 byte, long int is taking 4, long int 8 bytes. But generally, short int takes 2 byte, int takes 4, long 8, and long 16. So you can check by using size of operator in your machine. What is the size of? These are the different data types in your machines. So these are the range. See, short and 2 byte in 4, long in 4, long in 8. So some machine you will find long 8 byte, long 16 byte. Depends upon your microprocessor bit, 64 bit, 128 bit, maybe size varies. And these are the range, how long number you can store in these in different data type, like short int -32768 up to 32767 in for int. This much range is for long, this much range for long, this much range. You can store the data. And this float double, long double again. If float takes 4 byte, double takes 8 byte, long double takes 16 byte. Again, you have to verify in your machine by using size of operators. So here, these are the word means nothing. Integer, it could be Boolean, character or integer, like Boolean is bool, char, wchar, short int, long int, real, float double, long double, imaginary, float double, long double imaginary, complex number. So these are the different data types. By using these data types, you can implement it like this way. These are the data types. You can use it. You have to store imaginary number, you say float imaginary or double imaginary. If you want to store complex number, you say float complex or double complex. Now next is comment. What is comment? Comments are non-executable statement in your C programming language. When your C program compiles your program, if there are comments, it is skipped by C compiler. Comments makes your program beautiful. If you want someone can understand your program for documentation purpose or for description purpose, or if you want to explain what the program does, you can include comment also. For comment, you have a single line comment, or you have multi-line comment. For single line comment, you can use double slash.
Good evening, good afternoon, ma'am. Yeah, Dr. Ankit this side.
Okay, sir.
Ma'am, actually in 15 minutes, there is another lab session. So we can stop after covering this slide, and the queries and the practicals can be taken in the next session. You can do that in the starting of the session also. Student also need some break, you also need some break. So,
Okay,
okay. For at 1:15, the new link is there for the lab session.
Right.
Yeah, we can continue this PPT in the next live session from the here only.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
I think only one slide is left. I think this is the last one slide.
Yeah, then you can cover, ma'am. Please. Okay.
Only I need 2 minutes. Just.
Sure, ma'am.
This is the last slides. Now, I was talking about comments. Now, what is comment? Comments are non-executable statements. Comments are non-executable statement. It is skipped by C compiler when C program compile it. So these are skipped. These are meaningful only for if someone want to explain what his or her program is doing. So he or she can add comments, means declaration, documentations in the program. Like here, there are 2 ways to represent a comment. If you want to write a single line comment, you have to use double slash. If you want to use multi-line comments, you have to use slash asterisk, beginning of the comment, and where you want to end it, you write down asterisk and slash. Like here in this example, in this program, it is a multi-line comment. Begin with slash and star. After the whatever you want to write down the comments on this statement, and then when you want to terminate the comment, you have to use asterisk slash. So this is called multi-line comment. Again, it is skipped by C compiler, non-executable statement, only for documentation's purpose. So in this session, I hope you must have learned what are the variable, what are the data types, how variable are declared, how variables stored in memory, and what is constant, and what are the size of different data type, how naming is done, and what are the how comments are used in C programming language. Okay, thank you. Next, we will continue at 1:50. Okay, right, sir?
Thank you, ma'am. You can exit now. We are
Yes.
ending the meeting.
Okay,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.